Since my childhood, one question used to haunt me again and again. What is next after death? Does demise mean an unperturbed and relaxed slumber? There will be no urgency to wake up one day. Does death mean the failure of heart? And then there will be no feelings at all. What will the soul do after death? Scientists substantiate that even the soul too has weight. However, it is very little. Will the soul get reunited with the great soul or Paramatma, or will it wander around as a ghost? Will there be salvation or will there be new rebirth? Is heaven and hell real? Is Yamraj, Chitragupt all imaginary or fabricated? Are they all real? All these types of questions used to make me think. It is inscribed in the Shastras that after birth, there will be death and rebirth after death. Thus, births and deaths will continue to occur in a recyclic way. It is only salvation that can make us free from this cycle of death. That means this physique of ours is not the actual manifestation, the real truth is our soul. Our body is subject to decay, but our soul is immortal. The soul enters from one body to another and finally it is liberated. Hence, when we roughly demand that we have souls in our bodies, it would absolutely be incorrect. Instead, we may opine that we have a body for our souls. Death is not something that one can enjoy. Abandonment of the self-delusion of our body is not an easy task. Even not a single person wishes to quit this beautiful world. Family, relatives and pals whom I used to make love for so long, it is beyond my wish to leave them for good. Yet one has to leave all the illusions of this world and die one day. And that is the truth. When death entered my life, I was 45. At the time of my death, it seemed that a dark tunnel was rushing at me and a few animals looking like cats seemed to run past me. I wanted to write down those queer feelings, but failed. Pointing to my son and daughter, I asked them to fetch an exercise book and a pen, but I had died before they fetched the notebook and pen. After death, when my soul was free from my body, at that very moment I observed that holding my dead body, my children were crying profusely. I was a scientist by profession. At a very tender age I was famous throughout the entire world. I considered karma to be the religion of my life. Through my karma I strove to make progress of the society. I used to try to stand by the helpless and the hapless. Maybe I was unaccustomed to worship any god or goddess. But every month I used to donate a large portion of my earnings to the orphanage and the old age home. Green, serene and a loving world was a dream to me. So, planting tree was my love. I would sometimes try to feel God through meditation. I always tried to make religion free from superstitions. I have never been greedy for power. I wanted to work. I always deemed karma to be the religion of my life. Maybe I never actively participated in politics. But I always inspired the educated and wise persons to participate in politics. The people of this country have always failed to understand what is right and what is wrong. Hence, most of the time, democracy elects unfit person. I wanted to liberate or free politics from the clutches of the power-hungry people. But many of them did not consider my work to be praiseworthy. They tried to harm my work in many ways. The person who used to get accustomed to follow the politics of violence and the politics of division wanted to remove me anyway. They tried many a time to abduct me. Even I was attempted to be murdered for several times. At last, they succeeded. On that day, while I was returning after inaugurating an orphanage, I was attacked. Being severely injured, I was hospitalized. There I succumbed to death. There is an infinite ferry between our world and that of the death. This ferry is between two worlds. Coming here, all the souls have to wait. Coming to this sacred ferry, I have been waiting for a long time. I thought my call would come, but it did not. Rather, no boat came forward to take me to it. Then have I come to the inaccurate ferry? This ferry looks very peculiar. A secluded island. All around it there is the sea and only the sea. I could not see anybody around it to ask something. But it seems to me that someone is watching me from behind, following me. But that may be a mistake in my mind. A girl of tender age, maybe 18 or 19 years old. But I couldn't have the chance to view her face explicitly, like a shadow. But who is following me in this holy ferry? Maybe the illusion of my mind. I decided to meditate in order to calm down my mind. After sitting in meditation, long time has passed. I was feeling drowsy. Then when I fell asleep, I did not realize myself. When I arose from deep slumber, I sensed that I was not dead. But I also realized the fact that it was not my old body at all, it was rather my new existence. My soul, in contrast, was inserted into another new frame of body. But how is this possible? Science is now so developed. I, too, had researched in science for a long time, but I have never heard of such strange things. Is it possible to introduce soul to a foreign body? It was too tough to open my eyes. But when I opened my eyes, I saw a very beautiful and young girl. I asked her, "How have I come here?" The girl smiled very softly and informed, "Oh, it's a long story. I will tell you later. I will take some cooked food for you. You must be very hungry, isn't it?" Looking into her eyes, I feel that she certainly had some spiritual power. There are so many things in this world that science has not yet been able to explain them properly. Our world of feeling is restricted. There is also a great world beyond our world of perception. One may be able to feel that world by applying that spiritual power. But how old is this girl? Maximum 18 to 19 years old. But how could that girl acquire so much strength in her mere tender age? Why did she save my life? But I perhaps saw that girl somewhere. I can't recollect exactly where I have seen this girl. Maybe I saw the girl either at that sacred ferry or somewhere else. I cannot remember.